We are live. Got some horrible lighting in here. Making a little lunch. Wait for the announcements to go out, and then I'll catch up. Test 1, 2. It is Sunday. Sunday fun day. Got a few days before I got to be at a match. Oh, we got someone out there. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Hopefully this oven thing's not going to be too loud. Oh, we got a thumbs up. If you're watching the video, comment, and then I'll be able to see who it is, so I can say hi. Let's see here. Oh, Pinnacle's out there. What's going on, buddy? I'm gonna make some breakfast. I know it's like 1 o'clock here. Yeah, 1 o'clock. Loving the new van. Got caught watching Netflix last night for too long. Oh, we got more people showing up. We got some cage-free brown eggs. And I figured, you know what, I'm sitting in a Wally World right now, and I hate that lion. I don't know why the reflection. Can't help it. We got Drew Wheeler. What's up, buddy? Tim Rink, a.k.a. Big Country, changed his name again. Geez, pick one and stick with it, buddy. This is Big Country's busy time of the year in Florida, if I remember correctly. We got a few things on the topics for today, and that is talking about how to take rifles in and out of Canada via vehicle. So I got all my stuff figured out, and it's been interesting. So I had to, do a few things here in the U.S. I went and visited the Customs and Border Patrol in Bozeman, Montana. Right now I'm in Big Sky. I think it's what it's called. And kind of just staying here in a town until I get closer to the day where I need to be shooting. So I need to be there Friday. So I got basically a whole week of doing some adventuring. And that's kind of cool because it gives me time to check stuff out. And adventure. And the van is not level because my yoke went whoop. But we'll figure it out. Let's see here. So, paperwork. Definitely want to get your paperwork figured out. I'll find a paper towel. Before you go into Canada, because the hard part's not going to be going into Canada, because I got that paperwork too. The hard part's going to be bringing your own stuff that you already purchased in America back into the States. So I had heard that you need to confirm that you can prove that all this stuff that you got was yours prior to. And in order to do that, if you go to the U.S. Customs, you fill out some paperwork, which isn't really a big pain in the butt. And then they'll sign off on it. And then off you go into Canada. And that way you can confirm that your stuff was yours prior to and you didn't buy it. And you're trying to smuggle it across. To the U.S. But along with that, you got to fill out some forms and documentation to show that Canada has all your stuff figured out paperwork wise and all that kind of stuff, so that you don't get in any trouble and they don't take your stuff. Canada's got a lot more gun laws. I don't know where that's coming from. Is it that one? This one? This one? Must be this light. All right, that I can't turn off. I need the light. Let's see. Hey, Rick. Nice to catch live. Not going to talk about a clusterfuck that is tariffs. Will not say. Yeah, so there's all that going on. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see how that plays out with going into Canada and dealing with that, as well as any other stuff that might come across while I'm out there. But there's 2 matches I'll be shooting in Canada, so this is kind of the test run. God, that's annoying. It's kind of the test run. Sorry, guys. Before I go back in with a buddy of mine, we're going to shoot a match coming up. So the plan is for this month, I'll be going to the MDT Canadian Rocky Mountain Hunter, and that's in Cranbrook or something like that. So it's not far into Canada, but it is in Canada, so that'll be something to deal with. And then I got to haul ass back to Colorado for the next weekend for the Burris Extreme Hunter. So a lot of traveling. We're doing a lot of traveling. The van's working good, if you want to call it a van. I don't know what the hell to call it anymore. Little over medium eggs here. Already cooked some tortillas up. Look at the golden crisp. So we are doing it. Things are looking good here. But so the paperwork, I don't know. I'll have to give you something back on that when I get back in to tell you how good it is. What's up, Balton? Balton Curious. No one likes when you say it's stuff, not yours. Don't go to Canada. They don't like archives. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll get stuck over there in our 51st state. Haha. Just kidding. Canadians. No, it'll be interesting. Might have to trade my rifles in for some hockey sticks. And play some hockey. Went into Canada last year. It was pretty badass. If you guys have never been, they got beautiful parks. Beautiful parks. I would say Banff, like Lake Louise and all that stuff. Let me turn this off. That should shut up here in a minute. Should be pretty interesting if you've never been. I've been, and it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Let's see here. What's up, One New Me? So, kind of do some adventuring. Take a few days before I get... God, that is so annoying. Let's see if I can get rid of this line. There we go. And hopefully that turns off soon. I'm scatterbrained today. And every other day. But no, it should be fun if you guys get a chance to go into Canada. Definitely check out some of their parks. They're amazing. It's kind of what people think of when they think of some of our national parks here in America. They think of that beauty, and then they get to some of these parks in America and go, yeah, that was all right. Not the greatest, but I will say some of the top ones, like Glacier Park's just down the way, basically. Oh, there we go. Turns off. Yes. Razor JB will be in Canada next week. So will I. I'll be in Cranbrook. I think that's what it's called. Cranberry. Yeah, it's got to be Cranbrook. And I'm pretty excited to go. Just for the adventures last year were pretty damn amazing. So don't give up on them. I know the tariffs and all that stuff, and I'm not a political guy. I don't know. I wouldn't even want to try to say I'm a political guy, but they'll get all that shit figured out. And if you get a chance, definitely go up there and do some adventuring for sure, because it is gorgeous. Other than that, paperwork wise, I should be good to go. Top on poutine. Yeah, poutine's really good. It's basically cheese curds, fries, and gravy. They might have some other stuff in there though, but it's pretty damn amazing. Your heart will love you for it, but your your cholesterol count will be really sad. Still worth it. Still worth it. But other than that, that's basically it. I am, like I said, in Wally's World here in um, Montucky, Montana, and it should be a fun adventure. It's not far away from here. Basically, it's the top of Montana, and just waiting to in Great Falls, and then travel in. Kind of waiting a few more days before I go into Canada, just because I don't want to be there too long. With They don't want people showing up till after 4 on Friday, so basically I got all week to screw off and hopefully find some more cool stuff here. Just got done, I think it was probably a few hundred miles now, in near Three Forks, Montana, which is a place called Lewis and Clark Caverns. If you guys have ever been to that, it's pretty awesome. So I just posted a quick Instagram little picture thing. If you haven't seen that, go check it out on Instagram. But the cavern was really cool. There's like a 15-minute hike uphill, not horrible, and then you stay in there about an hour and a half, 2 hours in the cavern, and it is pretty awesome. So the can't remember the guy's name, but basically the tour guide or the park ranger or whatever, very knowledgeable gentleman, and gave us lots of good insight, and it was pretty neat. So I've been in a lot of caves, caverns, and this one was pretty amazing. Not as cool as Carlsbad Cavern in New Mexico. I would say that is still my favorite cavern as of now, but no, it's definitely one of the top ones. So it was pretty interesting to see. What kind of paperwork did you fill out for your firearm? I got it right here. I'll show you. Hold on 1 second. So, that light helps a little bit. Maybe, yeah, a little bit. Looks like it. So there's the American forms and then the Canadian forms. And on the American side, there's a CBP. So form 4457. It's a simple form that you need to fill out, and then you basically, see, how can I do this? It says certificate of registration for personal effects taken abroad. And then they have to stamp it. They stamp it with their thing on it, little stamp. Those lines there, so you can't add more stuff to what you're bringing in. And there's two copies on the American side, and then the Royal Canadian Mounted Police has a form, and that form is called RCMP GRC 5589E, and that one basically looks like, can't really show you the form because it's got so much personal info on it, but it's attached. It's basically 2 pages, and here's the other page, the page in front of it on how to fill it out, what you're supposed to put, all that kind of stuff. But basically they want the serial number. This is a Canada side. The serial numbers, the caliber that it's in, the barrel length, and the make and model. Then you got to circle rifle because that's what I have. There was a guy in there, and he's doing a hunt. He's going, I don't know what country he's going to, but let's just pretend it's Canada. And he was trying to bring a suppressor across, and the lady at customs was like, you know that if you try to bring this across, there's like a whole bunch more paperwork involved. And so he basically is going to travel without a suppressor. So that's kind of it. Cholesterol is the building block of testosterone. Got to look at the positive, Rick. Yeah, there you go. True. But how's everybody doing? Just kind of catching up, seeing how everybody's doing. I got my this. You guys might be interested in this. So you can see there, I got my little like filing thing. And then what I do is for each category, I got these. And what I do is I keep all my fuel receipts and food and equipment, supplies, and renewal stuff. So it'll make it a little bit easier during tax season, trying to find my stuff. Because I'm gone, basically a little more than half the year. So if I can keep all my receipts and keep them organized and divided into stuff they're supposed to be in, at the end of the year, it should be a little bit easier. What's going on? Good luck in Canada. Still need to eat. Yeah, Ramel. Definitely. If you guys don't know Ramel, he shoots in Earl Hunter. Does some other stuff too as well. But seen him. Where did I see him at? All right, no, I saw him in Wisconsin. Was it Wisconsin or Minnesota? Wisconsin. And nice gentleman. Videoed some stuff. Actually got some pictures of him I think it was on one of the YouTube videos. Shout out, what up? Maple. Yeah, maple. Bring your boy a maple leaf. Those things are like everywhere. Let's see. Question for bipod adapter for ARCA. Is the 419 one of the best ones? It depends on what you're trying to do. I'm running a different one. But Area 419 does make a good ARCA. It's going to depend on what rifle you're using, and there's a lot of good ones out there, but Area 419 definitely makes a good one. I have one on a backup rifle right now, actually. The ones I'm using right now that have a plate on them, those are not Area 419. Those are made by Harrison, and his company is called Servos out of Alabama. And that's kind of what I'm using on those hunter rifles that I use. Those Canadians have no gun rights anymore up there. Yeah, I know they just didn't they just get a new, not a president, but whatever they're called up there. I'm not sure. I don't pay attention to much when it comes to that. Let's see. Razor JB. Just concerned with it locking and not sliding. No, there's the one they make depending on if you don't have a rifle that they build one for, and it's basically the universal one. And you can figure out ways to mount on different rifles with it because it has a lot of holes in it for different mounting positions. And then some of them are sliding positions as well. So you're definitely going to be fine. The Area 419 is a good one. They come in like 3 or 4 different lengths now. I would say make sure you get kind of the whole handguard. That way, if you're running an ARCA rail, you can slide your bipod up or back. They do make little short versions if you're just going to run it on like a tripod, but the longer ones, if you can, give you a lot more options. Let's see. Carney. He's the new elected prime minister. That's what they're called. Carney's the new one. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard anything whether he's better or worse. Probably all the same wolves in sheep's clothing, but I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I just know I'm going to go up there, spend a few days, shoot a match, check out the beauty of the area, and then head back to, then I got to head to Colorado. So, and then I got a week off, and then I'll be in Madras, Oregon. And then, before that, I'm getting my steps fixed. The steps, I had to take the motor out for the steps that bring the steps out. So hopefully that happens, because after the lift of the van, it's definitely a lot higher. Then the first weekend of June, I'll be in Price, Utah, and then Cody, Wyoming, and then Alaska, and then back to Canada, the Willow Creek washout in Alberta, Canada. So yeah, it's definitely after June. After June, it's going to be smooth sailing because there's not a bunch of stuff. It'll just kind of depend on what I'm doing and where I'm going to be. A version of a Democrat up there, progressive. He's a liberal. He's the new elected prime minister. Gotcha. Is anybody in here from Canada? Anybody that's on the live chat right now? I got my passport. Got that all figured out. Got a few stamps on here already from Iceland and Canada. And I had this last year, so last year was a good year for me. I did a lot of cool traveling. But make sure I don't lose that. That's why I got my little thing here. Keep it all filed away. And then I got 2 egg burritos that I should have probably ate already, but it's kind of tough to talk and chew. Shooting in Missouri. I am not, according to this thing. Got Utah, Cody, Wyoming, Alaska, Canada. And what's up, Bill? And then in May, Canada, Colorado, and Oregon. So no, those are them. And then the Grand Slam is in, which is kind of like the championship or whatever for NRL Hunter. That is in Arizona this year, which is gonna suck. It's on my birthday, and it is in freaking August. NRL Hunter Grand Slam, August in Arizona. I don't know who came up with that stupid idea, but it's what it is. Patriot from Warsaw. Speaking of Canada, make sure you're not bringing any guns, pepper spray, baseball bats, tasers, knives when you cross. Yeah, you can bring pepper spray. Or not pepper spray. You can bring bear spray. When I was in there last year, they said, yeah, everybody thinks you can't have bear spray, but you can. Yeah, you can't have one of those little mace things, like a keychain deal, or even bigger bottles. You can't have any of that. There's a lot of rules on knives, which Patriot Warsaw is talking about, which is correct. My mom's from Canada, and I grew up on the border town. We used to go across the border all the time, walking on bikes, and, of course, teenage years, the bars. What's up, Smoking Cash? Unless you have a Canadian license /PAL to bring hunting rifles. Don't bring any hunting rifles. Yeah, I'm bringing hunting rifles because that's what the competition is. There's a thing there where you declare what you're doing, and one of the things says competition on it. Better have an IV hooked up to your tripod. Yeah. Romel, you're right. It's going to be hot and miserable. I'll see if I make it. I would assume I'll make it in, but you never know. Let me try one of these. I need to learn not to cook food while at a live chat because then I got to eat. Not bad. Not good. I need a tea. See this little disaster right here? I had to move all the chairs out of the way because down there, underneath this seat, is where I keep that stove thing. And that's the first time using this one. The other one in the other Sprinter van I use quite a few times, but at least it works. Invection? I don't think that's what it's called. I can't remember what it's called, but you basically have to have a steel pan or a pan with enough metal in it so it'll turn on. That was a learning experience with the last van. I bought this like high-tech pan from Target or Walmart or somewhere. Went to use it and it wouldn't even work. And then come to find out it needs to have more steel in it or metal. Speaking of Canada, I'm hearing constantly the Alberta province is thinking of seceding from Canada. Wow. Induction. Thank you, Tim. Yeah, I don't know. I can't. Between the convection microwave oven, or the microwave oven, convection oven, then conduction, I can't keep all the shit straight. Smoking cast, that ain't a bad idea. Keep them ears covered. You gotta be careful with some hats. Like this one, I wear, like a trucker's hat quite a bit when I'm shooting, which works good if you're trying to shoot in the sun or whatever. But every once in a while, I'll be shooting and I try to get this up a little bit so then the recoil of the rifle doesn't, because the scope's right about at that distance, and when you fire it, pushes your head back. Ramel, yeah, I hear it's great food, buddy. I can't wait to get out to your restaurant. If you guys are, tell them where you're located and tell them to get out there. Is it even functionally possible for Alberta to become a state? It would technically have to be annexed first. Yeah, I mean, when I heard about that, I knew it was more of a. It's just a power moves. It's the man we have in office right now. He likes to talk shit, and I like it. I'm a big shit talker myself, but I think it makes people like. It's kind of like a shock and awe deal that we did back in the day. It's kind of like just to get people thinking, and then you get, there was a lot of Canadians that were like, I saw on Instagram, I saw some people like, yeah, that'd be awesome, but I don't think it'll ever come to fruition. But I will say, if it ever was to happen, there is some beautiful country up there. I wouldn't want to be there in the wintertime, but there is some beautiful country up there. It would be neat if they somehow could utilize. So, like, if you go into Alaska and you're driving, it's really a pain in the ass because you have to keep going around to get to Alaska. And then you got to go back and forth. Not so much back and forth, but you go into Canada. And then, like, if you go into Alaska, but then you want to check out another part of Alaska, you got to go back into Canada and back around. So it would be cool if that, like, really connected besides how the way it is right now as far as travel. But I don't think that's going to happen, but who knows? I just wish we could all get along. Let's all get along. I'm sorry I'm eating. I hate cold eggs, so they're like, they got a little bit of temp left in them, so I'm trying to eat them before they're completely horrible. If you've never been to Montana, out here they have these like little tiny casinos everywhere. They're like kind of like little gas station things. I went to one last night, and they got TV screens everywhere, so you can watch. We watched Kentucky Derby, MMA, or UFC, I should say, all sorts of stuff last night. So hung out there, lost a few bucks, had a couple beers, slept in the van, and then I got stuck on this stupid TV show called Millionaire or something. Yeah, Millionaire on Netflix. And the people have to lie and deceive to try to keep from letting the other people figure out who has the $1,000,000 because it kind of moves around. And I don't know. I couldn't go to bed, so I kept watching that damn stupid show. But it's nice having a TV. So this whole van thing, when you have the table out and all that stuff, and I don't have the table out right now, but it is so much more comfortable than that old Sprinter van. There is so much more room in here. I'll show you, like, you can kind of see down the hallway. You see the little kitchen area over here, the bedrooms in the back, and the bathroom's freaking awesome. I still got to do a video on this thing, I think. Let's see. Let me catch up. Well, behind the muff band, yeah. I still run earmuffs. They seem like, because I'm wearing them for hours, and I'll wear inner ones sometimes. Like, I have a bunch of good pairs of inner ones. I have the Otises; those are like $400. So nothing like, like cheesy stuff. And then I have some custom ones that I wear sometimes. But the inside of my ear sweats, and it kind of drives me crazy. So I don't know if it's the way I shoulder the rifle or whatever, but my rifle stock doesn't mess with my earmuff. And I'm running some Howard Lights, so they're not super thin, but they're not those big fat ones that you see at some of the places. And they just seem more comfortable. The trick is to get the gel insert. If you have the gel muffs, the ear muffs, or the cups, you can go from wearing a pair for an hour and being like, I can't take this shit anymore, to wearing them for hours and hours. And then when there's spots where, like, you're at staging or whatever, I'll lift them up, let my ears get some air in them and kind of stuff. But it's kind of a 50-50 out there when you look at the NRL Hunter matches. You got guys running both sets, inners, outers. It's kind of just personal preference. If I'm shooting indoors, I'll definitely run 2 sets. Not like competition, but if I'm trying to zero something or just shoot some pistols or whatever, or shoot a rifle indoors, ooh, that gets loud. So running 2 sets, an inner and an outer, is almost a must if you want to not be deaf later. For the past 2 months, I watched House of Cards, and I'm disappointed with the series. I never got into that one. Let's see. I'm on a tear on Bubble Craps. 3,000 2 weeks ago and hand pay last week on Huff and Puff. I saw you went to Vegas not too long ago. What's some other series? What's some other shows you guys been watching? Preferably on Netflix, because I have it on here, that I might be interested in. Something cool. That's a sad day. Night Agent. I've seen that. That was pretty good. I went to REI the other day, got a tick remover. Had a couple ticks crawling on me. Found 2 in here at a match in Wisconsin. Was it Wisconsin? Hell, I don't remember where it was. I don't think it was Wisconsin. I think it was something else. Yeah, it was in Wisconsin because it snowed the couple days before. It was the one before Idaho. Oh, Laramie. Was it Laramie? Yeah. I think it was Laramie, Wyoming. Had a couple ticks on me. And so I got that little puller. I never had one bite me. This little guy, it's just a piece of aluminum that's shaped a certain way that you can put the tick in, and then you push down and it pops their head out. Hoping not to use this, but when you get out in the middle of nowhere and you wish you had this little $4 item where you don't pull it out. Lucifer, that was a great show. I liked that one. That was good. Great series. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to find a new show, a new series that's out. But the ones you guys are, yeah, those are all good. It was pretty interesting. Pretty excited about it. Oh man. Switching to water. Switching to water. The refrigerator, that one there, it's probably twice as big as the one I had before. And it makes it really nice because you can buy a lot more groceries and be out in the sticks a lot longer. The freezer is twice as big as well. So having like ice cream or, be able to keep some frozen meat in there is pretty awesome. Building a heavy NRL Hunter gun. I got Solus 6.5 Creedmoor fluted barrel from Jim C. And a new Leopold Mark IV 6x24 on an Area 419 MPA hybrid stock. Should I upgrade the barrel? I'd say try it out if you already got it. If it shoots good, who cares what's stamped on the side of it? As long as it's working good. Are you taking your big orange bipod? Are you taking your big orange bipod rear to Canada? Drew Wheeler, I am, buddy. I am. I'm going to keep the Goon Squad in my thoughts while I go up there. If you guys don't know what he's talking about, it's Primus. I think it's called Primus. Something like that. Primus makes like a walking stick thing or a shooting stick, and it has 2 legs on it. They make one with 1 leg or 2 or 3 legs, but you basically squeeze it, and then the legs come down to the ground so you can basically have a rifle rest. So these days off that I'm in the middle of town, I should be out in the middle of a hill somewhere practicing is what I should be doing. But that's what he's talking about. The Recruit. Okay. Interesting. I think I've seen the little picture of it. Do you rent your house out in North Carolina when you're traveling? I actually have a renter in it right now. Actually, he's a good buddy of mine. He lives in South Carolina, like his wife and kids, and his house is in South Carolina. But he lives up or works up near where I live. So instead of having to drive 3.5 hours every day back and forth, each way, he stays at my house during the week. So I rent it out to him. Let's see. What's the scoop on the MDT H&T 26? Wanting to build a rifle for NRL Hunter next year, so I'm not stuck in skills. Smoking Cash, I will say I picked one of those up this year. Would it be this year or last year? I don't know. I just got it recently. The all carbon one. I went with the carbon grip, the inverted, or what would you call it? The straight grip. I put one of the Seekins actions in it, and the one thing I did not like about it, like I like the weight, like it would definitely be an amazing hunting rifle, was where the rear bag, so at the end of the stock it comes down, so there's really not much back here to put your bag under compared to like the stock I'm using or other other chassis that have a bag rider. So like getting into position, I noticed myself kind of fumbling around with that because there's really not much property back there to put a rear bag on. But I didn't practice with it very much, so I can't give you like I like the concept of it. I like how lightweight it is. I like it's the folder version, so I really like it as a hunting rifle where you can pack it in. If you have like a scabbard and you don't want the stock to be too high, or the barrel where you're climbing through trees. So there's definitely a lot of benefits to it. I know a lot of people shoot it in NRL Hunter and they seem to like it. I've never really asked them if they like it, but a lot of guys are using it. So I can't say, either way. I will say if I was going to use it, definitely practice with it. Get used to having to have your arm all the way back there to get that little bit of real estate for your rear bag. But I like the whole idea of it. Let's see. Has shooting in these NFL, NRL hunters matches made you consider hunting actual game? Great question, Brian. I'm actually hunting this year. Now, when I say hunting, I mean like four-legged animals instead of like waterfowl, like pheasant, and because I used to hunt dove and pheasant and I guess squirrels got four legs, not for eating though. Out in the West Coast, the ground squirrels you don't eat. So hunting wise, yeah, that's. I worked on a hunting ranch that we killed tons of elk, and I carried them in and out of the mountains years back. But me hunting, I haven't hunted any large game stuff. So this year, well, let's start over. Last year in December in Idaho, there's one day, I don't remember what it was, December, like, I'm just going to guess because I don't know. It was like the 14th or 15th or something. If you're in that area, you can actually buy a tag over the counter as a non-resident. So since I was in town, and I have a buddy Lance, some of you guys might have seen him at the matches. He's an actual hunter. That's how I got him talked into this. I'm like, this sport is perfect for you. So he's actually gonna take me out. We're gonna hunt a whitetail deer, and then right before the season, you can get like wolf tags and I don't know, something else. I can't remember what it is. And then also last year, after I turned 50, you can buy a lifetime membership for hunting in Idaho, or not Idaho, in North Carolina. So I bought the fishing package and the hunting package. So my plans are to hunt more. Never been a hunter, but I want to learn the concept of it. So I was like, hey Lance, if I get this thing, will you show me how to do like the whole thing? He's like, yeah. So I never grew up in a hunting family, so I don't have the background, how to clean a deer. I mean, I can make meat and steaks, no problem. I probably wouldn't cut them right and do all that kind of stuff, and I'd probably be putting different muscle groups with different things and making bad stuff. But I mean, I could survive off of it. But I want to learn how to cut it right, how to quarter it, and turn all the like the roast and the steaks and the steaks, and I don't know how to do that. So that's something that I figured it'd be cool to learn. Just to know how to do. So that's kind of, so to answer the question, yeah, it has made me want to go out and learn how to do the whole thing. Let's see. I wonder if Canada has any 511 tactical stores up there. I do not know. I've come across a lot of Canadian merch and patches on 511 websites. You guys sure like the 511 stuff. YouTube deer process. Yeah, Skull. I totally get it. I want to do it though. I mean, it's good to learn, but I want to learn the way my buddy does it, and then I can always take from both of them and kind of get. Elk are also big up in Canada. Oh, I saw tons. I saw way more animals in Canada than I did Alaska. Lots of elk. I saw moose. What else did I see up there? Bears, black. I think I saw black. Yeah, I saw a few black bears. I didn't see any grizzly bears. And then when I was in Canada, if you've never been to Canada, so if like this is the state, if you draw a line, basically vehicle access, you can really only get to the eastern part of it, and then you have all the terrain, like thousands of miles of terrain, and then where the ports are, where the cruise ships come in. So there's a huge area. Oh wait, I did go into Denali. I did see a wolf. What else did we see? There was something else. Oh, big. I don't know what they were. Goats or sheep. Way up on the top, big white ones. Saw some of those in Canada, but that was on like in the Denali Park. So I don't know if I'm not really counting that because like stuff I see as I drive. Because we did take a tour that was like way into the interior, which was pretty awesome actually. There's a thing called, I think it's a green bus. You can get on a green bus. It'll drop you off, and you can go camp like in the middle of Denali. And then when you're done, you find your way back, and you can jump on another green bus, and it'll take you back in. I thought that was pretty incredible. I was like, wow. I don't have the guts for that yet. I'm still learning the whole thing. Let's see. The method of not gutting works well for me. Yeah. Yeah, I have watched a few different videos, and where you basically quarter and then grab the back strap stuff. I don't know. You're talking to the wrong guy. I'm totally new to the game. It's all going to be a learning curve. So that's the reason why I want to do it, is to try to learn how to do it correctly, or at least one version of correctly. Because I know there's a bunch. But that's basically it. Just kind of hanging out in Wally World. Definitely big skies out here. Montana, big skies of Montana, but it is cloudy. It's basically 100% cloud cover, and the sun's shining through it to light up our day, but it's all clouds in every direction I look. So, how are you able to shoot the match in Canada? I thought their president made guns illegal. Now you can bring stuff in; it just has to be legal. Like if you wanted to bring some like SBR in, or they do not like pistol stuff at all. Pistols have to be like big pistols. Nothing you can like put in that you can hide easy. Yeah, Patriot for Warsaw. Yeah, there's some of that out there for sure. Canadian beautiful women. It all depends. All depends where you're at, for sure. But yeah, you fill out the right forms, Brian. You got the U.S. Customs side forms. You got the mounted police. What are they called? I gotta grab my thing here. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police. And you fill out their forms, and it has to have the serial number on there and all that stuff. And then the lady I talked to at the U.S. Customs, she said I need to go back to the U.S. Customs right at the state or the border because my ammo. So I'm bringing in like 800 rounds of ammo, and for most people that would be ridiculous. But for a guy that travels all over the place and shoots matches, and I left half of it in Idaho, so I wouldn't have to. It wouldn't be a super red flag, but basically from here, I go to a few matches before I'll be back in Idaho. So I grabbed enough ammo to do that. I appreciate it, Smoke Cash. You guys have a wonderful day. I don't know how, yeah, 50 minutes of yapping is quite a bit. You guys have a wonderful day. Stay safe out there. Hopefully your Sunday is relaxing and you guys are all feeling healthy and everything's running smooth. But you guys take care. I'll keep you updated. I got some videos that I need to edit. And because I didn't want to edit, I figured I'd jump on here live and just bullshit with you guys and enjoy the day. Cook a little breakfast. Make sure that the induction stove works. And you guys have a wonderful day. Stay safe. Bye.